is the other problem. I will ask you for evidence for God. I will ask you for evidence for God.
Yeah,
and nobody can tell me.
We can know this. From what the question I've asked you, did you come from nothing? You said no. How do you know this? What is nothing? Nothing is the absence of anything. The absence of potential. That means you haven't got the potential to exist. But the fact that you exist now, and I'm speaking to your material, shows that it's not nothing. Because you have created yourself. In order to create yourself, you have to exist. But you haven't always existed. So something has brought you into existence. So this itself is a rational evidence. This is the evidence that something has caused you. Something has caused you. We can ask the same question with anything that we look at. Can we see anything here that has existed eternally? Anything here that is not finite, that is not dependent? The grass is dependent on the sun. The tree is dependent on the sun. Everything is dependent. The sun is dependent on something else. The universe itself has a beginning. So is it all independent, eternal? It cannot be.
Why should we call it gods? We can call it nature.
I said first the creator. I said creator first. I asked you about your beliefs and you said creator. So
yeah, we can call it even creator.
So if we accept that we have a creator, if we accept that something has caused us, that is not inside time, not inside space, that is not a piece of grass or a tree or a human. It has to be something that is outside of that concept. So if we can understand this, then this is what we call Allah. Yeah, so something that this creator is what we call Allah. So this same, what we call Allah, the creator, has created us in this fashion. So created us with the ability to take sustenance from around us. So we can eat, how old are you if you don't mind me asking?
19 years old.
19 years old. For 19 years, you haven't starved to death. You haven't died of thirst. So there's always been sustenance there for you. You've always had water, or you've always had food. So if it was just a creator and that's it, you could have been created on the moon with no sustenance and then died instantly. Yeah. But for 19 years, you've had sustenance, you've had provision, you haven't starved to death, you haven't fed it. So
maybe I was just lucky.
Can it be luck? Let's look at that as well. Can it be pure chance? Can it be pure chance that everything around us, the fact that me and you are having this discussion, the fact that you as a human have the ability to hear, and not only hear, and understand, and not only the ability to hear and understand, the ability to vocalize, your opinion, the ability to formulate an opinion. All of this is not something that comes from luck. This is something that is not I can't throw this umbrella, take my shoe off, throw it together, and you're going to have a human with an opinion. You know? So this is something that cannot come from luck. So what we say is that this creator, whoever caused you in this fashion, with the ability to formulate your own opinions and to vocalize them and to give you the ability. Imagine if you didn't have elbows. How would you eat? You see the fruit here. The fruit's here. How would you eat?
He would tell me not.
He hasn't been. How long have you known him?
Now 1 month.
1 month. So 1 month ago he wouldn't have helped you. Okay. So the fact that all of this is a clear indication that it cannot be chance. That rather you have a creator that is not only just created you and left you, rather a creator that has created you in a fashion that is where he's able to sustain you as well, and he has sustained you on top of that. So we would say, if I would give you one example, that if somebody was to be taken into a house when they were a baby, they were fed, they were clothed until they were 18 years old, and now they're a big man. And after 18 years old, they went, and rather than saying to the person thank you, that the one that fed them, they didn't say thank you, rather they went and said to somebody else thank you. Do you think this is just? If they went to the next door neighbour who never done nothing, he never even said hello to him, do you think this is just?
I don't know. But I don't think so.
You don't think it's just? I'm asking you not what the world view is, what your view is. Would you be unjust now for you to give the gratitude for your mother, to give that to somebody else? To say, you know what, mum, you didn't do anything. She brought you for 9 months. She fed you when you was a baby. She reared you, she clothed you, and so forth. Educated you, and so forth. Now, for you to give that gratitude to your person, somebody 4 doors down from your house, next door neighbour's next door neighbour.
I don't think so.
It's not just. So we say the same thing. In fact, we have a mother because God has created us a mother. The same creator has created our mothers. So the fact that we are grateful to our mothers, we are even more grateful to God. In fact, we are grateful to God for our mothers. And we are grateful to God for the fact that we can eat, for the sustenance that we have. And this is what we as Muslims...
How do I know which God is the right one?
Perfect question, very good question. We know already, from just the process that we've gone through, that it is not this umbrella. We know that it's not that tree. We know that it's not a man. So any religion now that comes along and says that the creator of the heavens and the earth was a man, or the creator of the heavens and the earth was a monkey or an elephant, we know this can't be true. So when somebody comes along and says, in your innate belief that you have within you, that if we was to say that this creator is not limited by space and time, that is not material, not physical, rather something external to all of this. Now this matches the description that we can intellectualize, that we can understand intellectually, and that is natural to us. So this makes sense. Now this is Islam. Islam, we don't worship Jesus, we don't worship Muhammad. We simply say, Islam means submission to one God, submission to the Creator. So this is what we say, that we are submissive to God.
Because of only cultural differences. If you call it Allah, if you call it, if you worship Hinduism or Christianity.
If you take away language, if you take away language and say there's cultural difference, that's fine. But if you mean the actual concept in Hinduism of the elephant's head, the human body, and this was God. Or we have the demigods and semi-gods in India at the moment. So people that claim to be God, and all of this is part of Hinduism, because Hinduism isn't actually one religion, it's many religions. So when someone comes along now and says, like what you just said now, it could be Hinduism, it could be this, it could be that, it could be no belief. We all the umbrella, but we already said it cannot be the umbrella. We already said it.
Because I think it would be illogical this
anything that's created with our own hands.
But I think some people need a picture to imagine God. Some people have a guy with the head of an elephant, and some say there's no picture at all of God. Some people say anything.
Yeah. Some people kill each other over football. But what I'm saying is, what makes sense to you? Does it make sense to you that the creator of the heavens and the earth is in the form of this umbrella? I
think it's like destiny. It's everywhere. It's like God. It's all the same. For me, it's all the same.
Then it is everything is the same. It is the umbrella then. Can it be the umbrella?
No.
So this is a mutually exclusive. It cannot be the umbrella.
Everything what lives. He means everything what lives that's created by human beings.
So am I your creator? I live. Have I created you?
Everything that lives, like God.
I live. I'm alive. Am I your creator?
You should have God in you if you say that.
How do you know that? Or what evidence have you got for that?
I have no evidence.
So then we're speculating. Then it could be there. And it could be me.
I mean, it doesn't have a voice, like you said before. It can't think. So I think it can't think. Maybe it can, but I don't know. Yeah, maybe.
So what we say, what makes sense to you is your innate belief. That we've said that there's three ways to know God. The innate belief that you have within you. So this is something that we can witness all across the world. People believe in a supreme deity. And some people deviate and say it's Ganesh with an elephant's head on a human body, or some people say it was a man that got nailed to a cross. But the idea of a supreme deity is there. So this is evidence to show that the innate belief exists. Now, you wouldn't. Now, some people they say that they don't have the innate belief within them. I can't tell you that you have. I can't say that you have the innate belief in you, and that is your evidence. If you have the innate belief in you, you will know it. If you don't have the innate belief in you, then look at the people around you, and you'll see see that the innate belief exists in society. The second thing is the intellect. Intellectually, I haven't said anything that's wrong. You exist, you haven't always existed, you didn't come from nothing, something must have caused you. That's not wrong. So the innate beliefs, the intellectual evidences, and also the text, the divine text. So when we look at the Quran, which is a Muslim's holy book, have you read it? You haven't read it. There are many books that claim to be from God. Many books. Why Islam? The Hindus have one, Bhagavad Gita, the Christians have one.
It's only man that wrote this book. It's not God. I don't think we should worship something like a book.
The thing okay, about, for example, man writing it. Who wrote it? Was it Muhammad? Could it have been Muhammad, the Prophet of God, who claimed to receive this from Allah? If it was him, then we would expect the Quran. If it was him, then we'd then we'd expect to see the Quran in accordance with the level of knowledge at his time. But when we see the Quran, we see that there's knowledge that is only being found out now. So for example, when Allah says in the Quran, do the disbelievers, do they not see how the heavens and earth once joined together, and then we have split them apart, and from water we have created every living thing? Do they still not believe? So this is evidence now, where Allah says, do those who disbelieve. So those who you don't believe in Islam, do you not see how the heavens and the earth once joined together, and how we have split them apart? Have you heard of the singularity? So what I'm saying is, listen to the verse carefully. Do they not see how the heavens and the earth are once joined together? Then we have split them asunder, and we have from water we have created every living thing. Will they still not believe? So we know as well, these are intellectual proofs.
The world has to be in
that Muhammad couldn't have had at that time. That Muhammad, if he was a philosopher or a scientist or whatever he was, he couldn't have been from Muhammad.
My point is, there are so many intelligent people here on this planet.
Nobody has to be ill.
And everyone believes something else.
Everybody has to be rich.
Why, when they do not know this, why should we know? Why should we know which religion to follow?
Do you exist?
Yes.
Does everybody believe that you exist? Everybody? No. Does everybody in the world believe you exist? My mother, my friends in my area, they don't believe you exist. They never met you. Okay? So to say that if it was true, everyone would know it, that might not be true. Yeah? That might not be true.
I think sometimes you've got to go with, I'm still searching for something. I think sometimes you've got to go with your feelings, sometimes the intellect, you know? You get some really, really clever people, but they can't find God because they're using their intellect. Their intellect, they've got to feel something in their heart, use their spirit, you know? Intellect's limited by reason. Some of these great professors, I mean, they don't know God because they use their intellect. Some children, maybe they can see God because they feel it in its spirit, pure, simple. I can't feel God either, but I'm searching with my spirit, not my mind, my intellect.
The intellect and the revealed texts, they should all be in harmony. There shouldn't be a contradiction. So it's not we push the intellect aside and we believe whatever our emotion tells us. It's not that
I agree in every point. But the third one, no.
Which is the revealed text.
Yeah.
Okay. What you should do?
What was before the revealed text?
He doesn't believe.
Yeah.
What was what? Sorry.
The fitrah al-aql he believes, but not the naql.
What do you mean by naql?
The Quran.
Yeah, he doesn't believe the text.
Yeah.
Why?
The Quran.
Why?
Because for me,
it's not going to be easy.
it's not made by God. It's written by the Bible is written by mankind.
They all are, aren't they? So the Quran, you think they say?
All the texts are written by man.
Do you think the Quran is the same like the Bible?
No, I don't think so. But I think my point is that every religion, you can call it religion, you can call it God, you can call it testament, you can call it whatever you like. You can call it nature. It's all the same. Why should I follow Islam or why should I follow Christianity?
Look, we believe in the Creator. There is a Creator. Yeah, a Creator. Yes, but you don't believe the text what the Creator given you. What He created you for.
And there's wiser men than us. There's wiser men than you.
What is the purpose? You just come here, enjoy life and eat and drink and that, and you die. That's it. If you look at us, that's what there's no purpose. No other purpose.
I don't know. I don't say there is a purpose.
So you go to college or school with no purpose.
No, I want to achieve something.
Yeah, achieve exactly the same. You're created for purpose, to achieve the goal. You have to go to a job and you come home and you have a rest and you have a eat. and you have a, see other things. Yes? This is the purpose. This is the purpose.
Yeah, but what then is the purpose of God in paradise?
You buy a computer. You don't have, listen. Please, you buy a computer or laptop or telephone without any manual. How do you operate that if you didn't know anything about that? Yes? I don't know. So the manual, you don't believe in it, but you believe in the actual, the computer or the laptop or the telephone. Without manual.
Too many manuals,
So the manuals, you have to compare it
and use what we
and find out which one is the
innate belief and the intellect.
Nobody needs
Use them because it's compare them. If a book tells you that this God was a man that got nailed to a cross, use your intellect, use your natural belief. The book tells you this. Now you have your intellect and your innate belief on one side, and the book on the other side. So it's not in harmony, they're in contradiction. Now if you analyze the book, you find that it to be in line with your natural belief, but rather an extension in more detail, and the innate belief, an extension in more detail. You would find that if they're all in harmony, then this should be everything.
Yeah, I read the Quran, and my innate belief.
But I think everyone can
You mind me asking, Sheikh?
if they want.
What do you
Allah says in the Quran, Allah says in the Quran, He gives you a way to disprove it, a way to show you that it's not from God. No other book that claims to be from God gives you a way to show that it's not from God. So the Bible doesn't say if you don't believe that this book is from God,
My sons are Muslim.
do this.
My two sons
But what the
are
Quran
Muslim.
says,
My
if you doubt that this book is from God, the Creator, then produce something like it. It also says, if you doubt that this is the authenticity of this book, if this book wasn't from if this book was from other than the Creator, you'd find it in many discrepancies. So the onus is upon you now to look and see, is there discrepancies in it? If we know that this Creator, He has created us with knowledge, not with ignorance. Like I said, you can't throw something up in the air and come back a thinking human. Okay? So there is knowledge there. So this shows that this Creator has knowledge. And if He was to have a religion that claimed to be from Him, it should also be filled with knowledge.
So I can listen to it. I'm a bit deaf.
And it shouldn't contain contradiction in it. If it is from God who's all knowledgeable, or God who is perfect, the word should be perfect as well. There shouldn't be any contradiction or imperfection in it.
Yeah,
so this is when you look at the Quran.
So this chapter
in the Surah Al-An'am, it's 125 Surah Ayah. It says, if you are open your heart sincerely to be guided, Allah guide you. And Allah says, if you don't want to be guided, it's like you are in a space and there is no oxygen left, and your heart becomes so tight now and you can't breathe up. And that's how your life will be on this planet. And no matter how you do it. Money, luxury, leisure, fame, all that, it will not make you happy. Never make you happy. No, exactly. No one never make you happy.
You're right.
Because, yes, exactly.
You're a slave.
Exactly because your heart is not open to be guided.
If you give me 10 million, but my heart is not content with 10 million, I want 20 million.
Exactly.
Or if you give me £10 and I'm happy, where does the problem lie? Not in the amount of money, it's in the heart. For us, one of our scholars said that for us, that the wealth of the Muslim is like his beast that he rides upon. Moreover, the wealth of the Muslim is like his rug that he sits upon. More precisely, the wealth of the Muslim is like his toilet. He has no love for it in his heart, but he has a need for it. So this money, I don't love it, but I need it, so I work a little bit, but I don't love it. So it's not my end goal. My end goal is to see the one that created me, and to be with the one creation. And this is the one that's caused us to be happy and caused some to be sad. And this is the purpose of life, that we call you to worship the one that created you, not a man.
Actually, your goal should be to help other people, I think.
This is part of it.
I mean, that's a part of it.
You can come to my home, I invite you to eat with me because you live on the street, or I go to something and...
But that's what listen. This is what the Creator giving us to pay charity. If every rich man on this earth pay the charity as Allah created them to pay, no one will be poor. but they don't. Exactly, that's what is happening.
One scholar.
It's not the creator.
So we should actually go to speak to the presidents of the world or president of the United States and speak with them.
That's what it is.
One of our scholars, he done a little bit of research. One of our scholars done a little bit of research. He found that if the top 10 people in the world gave zakat is obligatory upon every Muslim that has enough money, over a certain amount, it's obligatory upon him to pay 2.5% of his wealth. Zakat. It's obligatory upon the Muslims that have this wealth, the rich Muslims, to pay 2.5%. He calculated that if the top 10, only 10 people in the world, if they paid zakat every year, a country would be lifted out of debt, out of poverty. But what we see now, we see people are being unjust. Unjust, why? Because they're not following God's law. They're following the law of themselves. I want money, so I'm going to take his money. Whereas God says, even if I have the power, even if I have the power as a Muslim, if I'm stronger than this person, he's got no legs, but he's got £1,000 in his pocket, I can take the money from him, no problem. But because I know that I'll have a creator that will hold me accountable, and that this creator is more powerful than anything, that's going to stop me from that. So, and this is in line with the innate belief. We know right from wrong. But then again, sometimes we can choose to go against what we know. Yeah. So if, like this man that was just here, I believe that he knows right and wrong. I believe that he knows to say that there is no creator is absurd. I believe that he knows that, but this doesn't stop him from saying it. So now, if I asked you earlier, even though you said that you believe in a creator, but for some reason, maybe if you were stubborn towards me, because I'm Muslim, I've got a big beard, or maybe I'm from a different country to a different society, maybe that might cause you to say, actually, I don't believe in what you said, just because you said it, even though in your heart you know it's true. So we say that this is what submission is: to submit to Allah and Islam openly. Say, believe that there is no deity worthy of worship except Allah. Like the example I gave of the mother. There was nobody that was worthy of the gratitude that you gave to your mother, because she reared you, she fed you. Likewise, the one that created you, the one that created your mother, the one that fed you, the one that clothed you, ultimately, the one that allows you to take this oxygen in. Stop your heart from beating and cause it to beat again. You can't do it. All of this is from the mercies of God. The fact that you have an eyebrow, so the sweat doesn't go into your eye, and the salt would dry out your eye and cause you to be blind. Like I said, the fact that you have joints on your arms, otherwise you wouldn't be able to eat, and so forth. So all of this is from the mercy of God. So isn't it upon you to be grateful? Is it something strange that I'm asking?
Should I call it Allah? Or
as long as you're grateful to this creator, and then you accept what is in conformity with this belief.
Why you have any sensitivity about?
I'm Irish, but I like what you're saying. Because, we are Catholics.
Yeah.
But I like what you're saying. I'm listening, okay? And I admire you for to have that. What you're talking about is a little taste of something. Some Irish people get that taste. It's like from heaven. It's a gift from God.
Of course it is.
And we feel it. And I feel it in you. As a human being, I feel it in you. I'm 63 years old. Right? My life is over.
May Allah extend your life and
I've done my life. I've done my tricks. I know what I do. I know I was bad, and nobody messed with me and all that. But I believe what you're saying is there is light. But that's all I'm saying.
God bless you.
Right? But I admire you. I admire you for what you're saying.
Speak to your sons and look into what I'm saying, because it's not nothing strange to the Irish people. I believe
it's easy for people. I came here with a suitcase.
Yeah.
Me and my wife. Right?
I'm sorry.
Right?
The question is, why do you have a prejudice about Allah's name? That should be Allah's name. And you said that the Creator, why should I believe in Allah? Yeah, the name. What Allah means, you cannot name it after any other creation. Any other creation, not like a tree, like a human or whatever. Just Allah. It cannot be plural, singular. And there's no gender. No gender. No female, no man. We cannot see God, what is like Allah. That's what Allah, it means, is, even from Old Testament, from the children of Israel, Allah, Ilah. Allah.
Yeah, it doesn't. For me, it doesn't matter how to call it. You know.
As a moment.
In our culture, we call it God here.
Yeah.
I don't believe in God, but we call it God here. In your culture, they call it Allah. In India, they call it different.
Yeah, but the God it could be goddess, it could be plural. But Allah cannot be Allah's. You know, to make it two.